Hey guys, this is Brett with NEG. I'm here with Robbie from Sniper Elite 3, and we just had an awesome hour demo with it. Just going to ask a few questions about it. So Robbie, first off, thank you for the demo. It's awesome. Sniper Elite 2 is one of my favorite games ever. So as a quick overview, probably what's new about this one versus V2?
Okay, so the first thing you'll notice is the location. Obviously, it's set in North Africa, 1942, so it's actually a prequel of sorts, but it's the same character. If you've played V2, the things you're going to notice most are the size of the levels. They're 3 times as big. They're really open. They've got a lot of multi-routes that you can take. You can find sort of sniper nests that you can defend. You can creep through sort of built-up areas, and you can ghost through and not kill anyone. You can kill as many people as you want. So we really wanted to give players as much sort of choice of gameplay.
So definitely, speaking of choice of gameplay, one of the things that I noticed is how enormous the levels are. I would say, they're probably, what would you say, about 3 times as big as previous game levels?
Yeah, so it's quite hard to measure because they're organic levels compared to being in a boxed-up city situation that V2 is in. But yeah, I reckon 3 times is about a fair situation. I mean, you just saw from your playthrough, if you're careful, you're an experienced V2 player. You took your time over it. You can take hours on a single level. If you want to sprint through it and get nailed by the enemy submachine guns, then go for it. But it won't be as rewarding.
Yeah, so pretty much one of the things that I loved was all the different routes you could take, just going through it, like you said. In terms of all of that, does it stay about the same amount of, here's your options throughout all the levels? Are there night levels or stuff like that? Yeah,
so we've got, I think one problem we had when we came up with the concept, we were thinking, well, we don't want people to think it's just desert. North Africa's got a lot of different kind of environments, so there's going to be oases, so, there's a lot of greenery, a lot more than you expect. The level you're playing, Hellfire Pass, is a kind of more like arid canyon. We've got a nice kind of creepy level in an old fort. We've got other stuff as well where you're firing across a canyon, and some industrial stuff as well, so it's a nice variety, and certainly a bigger mix than in Berlin, which was Sniper Elite V2.
Okay, so one of the things that I got really excited for when you told me was it has co-op multiplayer. So in terms of co-op multiplayer, is it 2-player, 4-player? Is it dynamic, its own dedicated mode? Or?
So co-op we thought was going to be really important this time around, especially with the size of the levels. It gives you a much bigger choice of what you can do. So having it's only 2-player, and you can play the entire campaign in co-op, but there's dedicated co-op modes as well. So there's a challenge survival mode, which is kind of a horde style system. You can play on your own, but it's more fun with 2 people. And then there's separate co-op modes too, one of which we're demoing here, which is called Overwatch, and you've got an agent who's spotting for you, who's going down around, marking all the players for you, and you're taking, if the sniper takes them out from above. So
I'm going to need to get in on that. I would say probably the thing that I was most excited for out of everything is that the kill cams and all that, everything is just free now, so it's, I hit a guy in the teeth and his face exploded and blood. So how extreme does that stuff get this time around versus V2?
Well, obviously, we wanted to go for detail anyway, and V2 was the big step up for the kill cam. We wanted to show the impact that the bullet actually has and why snipers are kind of feared. And one thing actually a lot of people didn't quite understand is one of the reasons we had it in there is it's a great indication of showing you the level of finesse in your shot. So if you aim for the head and then you see the lung being hit, you realise the effect that a tiny little bit of gravity has on trajectory of your bullet. But we have added more things to the kill cam, so we now include vehicles. Sounds a bit silly calling that kill cam, but we still stick with the name. As you can see, engines being shredded from the inside. But on the human kill cam, there's extra sort of muscle layer that's been added in, and your arteries and things like that. So it's a bit more detailed, and there's a lot more sort of techie stuff behind it as well. So the bones now break where you hit them, not in a sort of pre-canned kind of place. So a lot of sort of subtle technical improvements, all come together.
That's unbelievable. So basically, when we got here, I didn't realize. So it's coming out for multiple platforms, and I guess to wrap it up, when does it come out?
Yeah, so it's coming out on 5 platforms, which is a lot of effort for the team. They're doing really well. So the exciting stuff is we're on next gen. So we're on PS4 and Xbox One, or maybe that's current gen for some of your readers already. 360, PS3, and PC, and they're all feature complete. So the level sizes, the quality of the AI, the number of enemies, it's all the same. You'll have a nice 1080p native on the next gen consoles, both of them. So you get that extra fidelity at a distance, which is quite important when it comes to sniping games. So nice big TV, 1080p, and supporting stereoscopic 3D as well on PS4 and PC. And we're coming out America for consoles July 1st. PC comes out digitally slightly earlier, June 27th.
All right, well, thank you so much. Sniper Elite 3 comes out July 1st. It's an unbelievable game. Definitely play it if you're a PAX. And thanks, Robbie, so much.
Great, thanks, guys.